I'm feeling pretty catty today. Please subscribe. So it's late at night and I decided we got to that point where we're comfortable with each other, right? Where I don't have to dress up every time we see each other. We could get comfortable in the clothes that we are just wearing to bed. So that's what I'm doing. I'm wearing the t-shirt that I'm about to wear to bed with a cat throwing up rainbows. And I'm not going to wear this to bed, but I just didn't feel like doing my hair. Which is perfect because this episode's all about being an adult. Yes. The one thing that we all dread is getting older. I mean, when we're younger, we decide that, we want to grow old so quick. But the minute that we notice that we are actually getting older, we flip our shit. I mean, I remember at 22 years old, I cried. I literally cried on the sofa the entire night. I cried on the sofa the entire night of my birthday when I turned 22. That being said, not everything's bad with getting older. I mean, there's some good things. I can't think of them right now, but there are some. I can't think of anything. But as you go from your teens and finally get into your 20s, you start making these sudden realizations. Holy fuck, I'm an adult. So today's about the 5 realizations that you're an adult. So let's shove off with number 5. Number 5, everyone hates. Pretty much in the world. I can think of a single person who jumps up in joy for number 5, and that is bills. I'm always broke because of bills. My bank account I consider more like an hourly hotel. Just as quick as people check in, they're checking right on out after they do what they need to do. After that sudden joy of actually getting paid, I had the sudden realization that I have to pay rent. And I also have to pay my loans. And I also have to pay off all my debt that I have, my credit card, everything. Oh, and then I have to get groceries. Then I have to pay for the dog food and the cat food and the cat litter. Yeah, slowly but surely, everything takes a downward spiral in my bank account. What goes up must come down. Number 4. Number 4 could be a good or bad thing, depending on how you look at it. Some people think of it most of the time as a bad thing. But I'm gonna take a devil's advocate way of looking at it and see both the good and the bad. And that is less friends. On one hand, you have less friends because you're not in school anymore. You don't see these people and you're not associating yourself with as many people around your age as you used to. I mean, some jobs you might and some jobs you might not. But for the most part, the majority of people do not have the same amount of friends that they did when they went to school. But at the same time, you tend to have more loyal, long-term friends when you're older. So there is something good about it. I've had the same friends since high school, and Tim, which is on WhatsItToYa Productions, I've known him since 2nd grade. Yeah, we were basically fetuses when we met. I feel like I'd rather have a smaller group of friends who I feel loyal to and I can hang out with and I know that I can trust than a bunch of people who I may know but not well enough to where I could, fall asleep without dicks drawn on my face. Granted, I don't think that I could trust any of my friends like that anyways. And moving on to number 3. Sleep is all you want in life. Now, as a kid and a teenager, when you go to bed, you think, wow, I'm just missing all the fun. Everything fun in the world happens at night. All the parties, all the crazy, insane stories that everyone always tells is always at night, and I'm missing it. But the truth is, as you get older, you hope to miss out on things. There are days, weeks, and months where I could probably just sleep through the entire thing and be okay with it, just because I am so happy to miss anything and everything. Sometimes there's just no amount of sleep that makes me feel rested enough to where I feel like I can stay awake through the entire day. And then somehow I magically stay awake, but then I feel like an old man when I'm like, yawning. I'm actually yawning at 9 o'clock. At 9 o'clock. There are days that I pray that I can just sleep in, or my body will let me just stay in bed past 8 o'clock. But for some reason, since your body's used to waking up at a certain time every day, it keeps waking your ass up. And if it's not my internal body clock, it's the dog wanting to go outside, or it's the cat needing his 20 pounds of food because he's a fat ass. You're a fat ass! And then there's number 2. Boring things become super exciting. finding a parking spot that is relatively close to where you're trying to be. Why does that excite me more than a roller coaster these days? I don't even care sometimes about being really close to the front entrance, but there are times when I just don't want to deal with fighting through traffic to get to a parking spot. So I am always excited the minute that I pull in and just find a parking spot. It doesn't matter if it's a walking distance away, because I actually kind of like to walk there. But something about just finding a parking spot right away just fills my spirit with joy. And then there's grocery shopping. I find it very relaxing, and I like to think about the things that I could make and all the food and all the stuff that I can gorge on when I get home. And then finally, number 1. You care less about what others think. Clearly, like right now. Like, for instance, I know that you can't tell right now, but normally in videos, I wear pants. Today, I'm not. I'm sitting in my underwear doing this video. So clearly, I already don't give a fuck. I mean, I give a fuck about the videos and I give a fuck about the amusement, but I don't give a fuck in general as an adult. And you're more likely to tell someone to fuck off. And I think that I'm just going to be the most insane old person. Like, there are some old people who will just tell you to go straight fuck yourself. And I idolize the shit out of them. And I know I'm only about 50 years away from that. I'm probably about 20 years away from that. The minute that I hit like 40 something, I'm probably gonna just lose my mind and everyone's gonna just go fuck themselves. I don't think I'm ever gonna get to this point, and I hope I don't, but I do find it that most people who get older in their age tend to not care as much about their appearance. Even though today I'm kind of scrubbing it, I would never go outside in this attire other than to let my dog out. I mean, I've done that on occasion where I let him out in my pajamas. But that's because I plan on getting back into bed. I don't plan on going out to the grocery store in pajamas. I don't plan on going to the mall. I'm not going to McDonald's, which I don't go to McDonald's anyways, so I guess I wouldn't have to worry about that regardless. I hope, for my sake, that I just keep that up. That's the one thing as an adult that I want to pretend still exists in my life. I feel like, though, that gives me some purpose. Making myself look better and wearing nicer clothes and making sure that I'm always tidy and clean, that makes me feel better. So I feel like if you're able to do that to yourself, you know, you might have a better, longer life. Granted, I'm not sure. I'm not like any psychologist or whatever. I have no statistics on this. This is just my personal opinion. And I don't like being an adult. I don't know if I'll ever like being an adult. But there are some bonuses. Still can't think of a single one, but there are some bonuses of being an adult. Don't get me wrong. Drinking is fantastic, and everyone should do it once they're 21 or whatever legal age that you can in your country. If it's less than 21, God bless it. God bless that country. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I want to hear some of your comments about how you realized you were an adult, or some of the fears that you have when you turn into an adult, because there are a lot of things that you should worry about, and I'm not going to tell you about that right now, because I'll warn you, there's some droopage. A little bit droopage. I haven't had that yet. I just know from what people have told me there's going to be droopage, and I'm terrified. That's what I fear as I get older. And don't forget, I have plenty of social media you can stalk me on, and it's in the description below, as well as my other channel, WhatsItToYa Productions, where you can find me and a bunch of others, where we do some goofy stuff. You'll enjoy it. Just click on it. It's like right there. It's like a click away. So pretty much I'm about to go to bed. So good night, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is to you, and I'll see you next time.